All right, so here we go with your exponent rules practice quiz. This is a new practice quiz, so no one has done this one yet. We're going to go through it together, and then you'll have the opportunity to try other practice quizzes and make sure that you're ready for the quiz retake on Thursday. So if you have questions, make sure you're checking in with the other students around you and make sure that you come see me if you have questions. It's important to get these questions answered before Tuesday. We want to make sure everyone does better on that retake. That's why we're spending so much time and doing so many practice quizzes. So question 1 says which expression is equivalent to 8 to the 10th times 8 to the negative 4th. I see this is a multiplying question, so that means I need to add my exponents. So I'm adding 10 plus a negative 4. A lot of the mistakes made on the quiz were silly mistakes, not necessarily from not knowing the rules, but because people aren't using your calculators. It's easy to think, oh, these numbers are small, I don't need a calculator, but you do. Use your calculator, double check. It's always better to be safe than sorry, and just double check that you're typing this in and getting the correct answer. So 10 plus a negative 4 is going to get me a positive 6. So that means this is going to equal 8 to the 6th power. Now I need to see which of these answer choices also gives me 8 to the 6th power. So letter A, this is a division rule, but for division we are going to subtract our exponents. So I'm still going to keep my base 8, and then 12 minus 2, 12 subtract 2 is 10. So it's not choice A. Letter B, this is the exponent to another exponent, so we're going to multiply these. 6 times negative 1 is a negative 6 exponent, which is not the same as having a positive 6 for the exponent. So not choice B. Letter C, it's another division problem, so I'm going to subtract. Again, we want to make sure we use a calculator. This is 4 minus a negative 2, which is actually a positive 6. So this gets me 8 to the 6th power. So it looks like it could be that one. And then letter D, this is exponent raised to another exponent, the power-to-power rule, where we are going to multiply those exponents. 0 times 6 is 0, so I get 8 to the 0 power, and any number raised to the 0 power is just 1. But either way, the exponents are different. It was not 8 to the 6th power, so it is not letter D. Number 2, this says which number is equivalent. So it wants to know what does this equal, which means you could just type it in the calculator and get what it's equal to. You would type 3 caret 8 divide 3 caret 4 and get your answer. You could also use your exponent rules and then get the answer that way, which I'll show you here. So we are dividing here, which means we are going to subtract our exponents. 8 minus 4 is 4, so this is really 3 to the 4th power, which it doesn't want to know which exponent. So if, say there was another choice and 4 was it, it's still not that. It wants to know what does 3 to the 4th power equal. So again, you can type this in your calculator, 3 caret 4, or you can do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and you should get choice C, 81. Next one, I've got 2 to the 9th divided by 2 to the negative 3rd. Again, we need to subtract our exponents. You need to use a calculator. I can't stress that enough. You don't want to make silly mistakes, especially when it's multiple choice, right or wrong. All right, so we're going to subtract our exponents. We're going to keep our base, and we've got 9 minus a negative 3 for our exponents. This is going to end up being, when you type it in your calculator, to the 12th power. So we get 2 to the 12th power. All right, that's it for the front. We're going to go on to the back. First one on the back. They are in parentheses. Remember, parentheses, when there's two sets of parentheses next to that, that is a multiplying problem, which means we need to add our exponents. Some people thought that this was a power to power rule, but if it was, we would have 15 to the third with the -7 on top, which it does not look like that. Power to power, where you multiply your exponents, that's just one set of parentheses. This is two sets multiplying together, so we're going to add our exponents. So I'm going to keep the base 15, and I'm going to add 3 plus -7 to get my new exponent. Keep your base 15. 3 plus -7 is -4, which I don't see that answer choice here. But remember, anytime we have a negative exponent, we are going to flip it and change the sign. So we would kind of say, oh, he's unhappy where he is now, so we're going to put him down below, change it to a positive exponent with a 1 on top. So you flip and change the sign, and that is choice B. They are trying to trick you by making you think with the parentheses that you're going to multiply. They're trying to trip you up on which rule to use. It is not a one where you are multiplying the exponents. Here, you're adding the exponents. All right, next one. Which expression is equivalent to 6 to the -2 to the third times 6 to the fourth? I'm going to start here. This is my exponent to another exponent. We're going to multiply these. Keep my base 6, and then we've got a -2 times 3 is going to be a -6. Make sure you're using your calculator. Then I'm going to bring times 6 to the fourth down. Now that I just have a multiply problem, I'm going to add. This was a multiply, but now I'm going to add my exponents. Keep my base 6. -6 plus 4 is a -2. Again, that choice is not here, so I need to flip this to the bottom, and now it is a positive, happy exponent when it's down below. So I get 1 over 6 to the second power, choice C. And then the last one here, what is the value of n in the equation shown? I'm going to start by simplifying the right. This is one where we're going to multiply, exponent raised to another exponent. Keep my base. 3 times 4 is 12. And then I'm going to bring down the rest of this. 5 to the 9th times 5 to the n. So because these are multiplying, I would need to add my exponents. So I'm thinking 9 plus what is going to get me to 12. So you're thinking 9 plus something is going to get me to 12. That would be 3. Here it's important to make sure that you are simplifying the right first and then thinking, what do I need to get to that exponent? So again, remember, if it says which expression, that means you're trying to find the new exponent. You are trying to simplify it using your exponent rules. But if it just says which number, you want to figure out what that actually equals. Type it in your calculator and figure out what that number to that exponent equals.